we are insulated in our own little bubble with like-minded people who look and think the way we do. When one lives in a multicultural environment, the contradictions are right in front of you, like a mirror reflecting back at you and offering rich opportunities for growth. Opportunities for finding parts of oneself that you didn't even know existed. Like many gifts, they haven't always come easily or without work. As part of a multicultural family, there have been moments of wonder, and I've come to call them healthy contradictions, as we have discovered how different cultures think about raising children, worshiping something or someone larger than oneself, and even the process of education. Mistakes have been made, feelings have been inadvertently bruised, but so often these moments provide a view into one another's souls, a call for painful and difficult conversations, and an opportunity to grow, both as individuals and to develop stronger bonds among us. As Jung put it, the contraries have served as an opportunity to learn and become more whole. I'd like to share one of the many experiences that helped me discover a much greater spiritual wholeness and the realization that I was cutting off a part of myself and didn't even realize it. My son's marriage to a woman from Zambia meant the wedding was not going to be typical and had to be special. Guests were coming from all over the world, different parts of Africa, Hong Kong, Poland, England, Germany, and from many different states in our country. With the guests arriving at different times, instead of a dinner the night before the wedding, we had a beach party. As guests arrived in the most colorful and beautiful clothing I'd ever seen, there were joyous greetings, loud laughter, big bear hugs, and everyone mixing, introducing themselves, and behaving as though they'd known each other for years. At one point in the evening, my daughter-in-law's mother, Matilda, stopped everything, as only she can, and in her native language presented us with the most intricately hand-sewn African clothing for us to wear to the wedding reception. After we put them on, many of the women circled around us and, holding hands, danced and chanted in their native tongue. I didn't know what they were saying, but I didn't need to. I felt the love, the joy on everyone's faces, the loving glances, and the harmony of the voices. No one needed to understand words at that point. Out of curiosity, I later asked my daughter-in-law what they were chanting, and it was, "This is the way the world should be." Indeed, what happened over the next few days is the way the world should be. We experienced one another's traditional clothing. Guests were teaching one another their native dances and giving lots of hugs. There were dancing shoeless children and pure celebration. You could feel the love, the joy, and a sense of spirituality. Had I not had this experience and many other similar ones, I never would have known how much I had to learn about myself, the human experience, unconditional love, and a greater spiritual wholeness. I suspect that no one in this congregation knows exactly what will happen if we adopt the eighth principle. There is no roadmap. It will be our creation as a congregation with the leadership of Reverend Jay, the Board of Trustees, other leaders, and each of you as we work to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community and in our actions dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and in our institutions. But I can't help but to imagine some things that could happen given my experience and growth within a multicultural environment. Just imagine a congregation in which every single person, not only feels welcome, but feels an integral part of the welcoming of others and bringing us together as a beloved community. Members loving and celebrating one another as we are, willing to take risks because mistakes are accepted by everyone as a part of our learning and growing together as a congregation. A place where all voices are honored. We can feel safe in sharing our greatest fears, and when faced with conflict, have the motivation and skills to sit with one another and resolve our differences out of love. We're already an amazing congregation made up of bright, passionate, committed, giving individuals who are willing to grow and journey towards spiritual wholeness. I believe strongly that guided by our principles, including the 8th one, I believe we will be closer to being our best selves and saying, this is the way the world should be. Thank you.
Wow, I want to thank Becky for sharing such a powerful story about how her multiracial, multicultural family impacted her growth as a human being. And she brings that to us. But, you know, for us to do that, for us to grow, for us to offer these programs, we need your help as well every Sunday morning as we take our offering. So we invite you to please be as generous as you can. If you're online or you have your phone here, you have the QR code, or there's a link in the YouTube channel. Or if you're here, we'll have people come around with baskets as well. Let this sacred time begin. You almost fooled me on that end there. I was like up a step early. Our reading today is from Cedric Hameed, a poet, and it's from his work, A Walk to Respect. So for those of you who are here, was it last Friday night or the Saturday? Wow, it seems like a long time ago. But if there is no struggle, there is no progress. And if no one steps toward injustice, then every path leads to civil unrest. Lines are drawn, walls are built, as we try to stay civil at best. Even our wars are civil as the battle rages in our chest. The pursuit undying as we claim our humanity through the perils of life until the unknowns of death. And as our light of hope breaks through the gray clouds of despair, we take a walk towards respect by understanding each other's steps. History is being shaped now, the story that our children and our children's children will tell about our nation in this period and where we fit in the world of being framed or being formed as we speak, just as they were during the Civil War, when Frederick Douglass spoke the words, "If there is no struggle, there is no progress." And now one last time with love, Sanaya Carroll.
Today's presentations and the energy here today, it is moving me like it's never moved me before. I don't even know why, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying, love. I can you just sing with me, come on. One heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. One love, one love. There is this one question that I'd really like to ask. One heart, is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? Oh, one love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright, as it was in the beginning, one, so it will be in the end. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. One, so when the man comes, there will be no doom. One, have pity on those whose chances grow thinner. There ain't no hiding place for the Father of creation. Oh, oh, one love, was it double, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Come on, my children, one love, oh, 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 one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will be alright. Let's get some harmony, let's go. Let's get together and feel all. Let's do the chorus one last time. Let's get love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright, as it was in the beginning.
One love,
one love,
one heart.
Giving thanks to the Lord, and we will be all right. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and we will feel all right. Thank you.
Okay. Or maybe not okay. Well, you're not going to get my whole sermon today. And I will I had a great story about how playing football tied into the eighth principle. I know that's going to be hard to see in the abstract, but I will put that in a newsletter article this week, so give you something to look forward for. But I do want to point out, though, that the beginning of the eighth principle says, we covenant to affirm and promote journeying towards spiritual wholeness. Now, I want to focus on that spiritual wholeness for a second, because that is what will sustain us when we tire, when we're worried, when we feel hopeless. And when I say spiritual wholeness, I know that word spiritual has lots of different meanings to different people. It doesn't have to be supernatural, okay? Spiritual can be an internal thing, the thing that grounds us in our values, that will help sustain us. And it doesn't happen magically. It doesn't. It requires a discipline so that we understand why we do what we do. So when those difficult times come, we can call that up and have that lead us, and have that love lead us in what we do. Right? That helps us understand our values, our lives, our love, and that it is all interdependent with everybody and everything in existence. So if we want to build a world that is true to our principles, we need to be grounded in deep relationships with each other, individually, with the congregation, with the Unitarian Universalist Association, and others who partner with us to be on the side of love. When we connect our values with our actions, we indicate we are serious about our values. It's not easy, and it's not quick, and nothing is inevitable. What each of us does matter. We can either choose to look at the world with fear or with hope. We can wall ourselves off as if we are preparing for a siege from a hostile outside world, or we can open ourselves up individually and collectively and share what we have. Share with each other and others. We can let our light shine as a beacon on the hill, and we can let others' lights shine on us as well. You know, it's easy to believe in the inherent worth and dignity of all people in the abstract. It's easy to believe it when most people believe that we congregate with, believe the same things that we do or have the same values that we do. But if we are ever to grow as individuals, we need to overcome that fear and live and grow into a collective wisdom that has and will continue to change us over time. You know, we often act as if how we are is how we have always been. But we know that is not true, either individually or as a congregation. Unitarian Universalism particularly leads to change. For ours is a message of religious freedom. Ours is a message of the underlying unity of all things, even if our particularities may be different. Ours is a message of love and inclusiveness which leads us to seek justice in the face of oppression. Those are the messages that I want to explore deeply week in and week out. Those are the messages that I hope will allow you to develop values that help you find your way and help others find their way. Those are the messages that I believe, if we share with each other and others, will lead us to a deeper, richer, more fulfilled life, a more connected community, a more sustainable world. There comes a time in our lives, whether it be individual or congregational life, where we come to a crossroads. We have to choose which direction we are going to go at that crossroad. And now is that time. Well, next week will be that time. Next week is the time to choose a path from the crossroads. Next week will be the time to come together. Next week will be the time to put our commitment in so that we may reach our full potential. Now is the time to find a new way to do what we hope to do so that we may grow, all of us, into our best selves. May it be so. And now I ask you to rise in body and or spirit and sing with as much gusto as you can hymn number, and that may be different for all of you, I recognize that, 1017 in the Teal hymnal, Building a New Way. Standing with closing words are also from Cedric Hameed. What future will we create? How will we be remembered? Who will history revere and who will history revile? The best way to predict the future is to create it. And then the bridge to equality will exist. We just need to frame it. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Without struggle, there is no progress. Please join me in extinguishing our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you all for your presence here. Thank you, Sandefer. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, everyone who participated, even with your participation today. Go enjoy food, merriment, discussions. Thank you.